So we have a brand new leak dedicated to the rumored Assassin's Creed game coming out here in 2018. Plus, apparently the map has been leaked for this game, and ship combat will be making a return in a big way with customizable ships. So guys, let's talk about Assassin's Creed Odyssey. So hello there my fellow assassins, what's up? It's Robbie here with Open World Games, and let's talk about this leak. Special thanks to the ones who came before. Check them out in the description below. I've been talking to these guys about the recent leaks, and there's one common theme between the leaks dedicated to Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and more specifically, the rumored Assassin's Creed game that is supposedly coming out as early as 2018, and that is the location of Greece. So it seems like we could be headed to Greece in this game, and there's been a lot of rumors around this one. I remember when Assassin's Creed Origins was first leaked. It was leaked as Assassin's Creed Empire, and there were a bunch of different leaks that were incorrect, but the one thing that was a constant in many of those leaks was the location, which panned out to be true, and that was Egypt. So just remember, a lot of this could end up being true, and a lot of it might not be true, but I do think that the location could be a big possibility. Now, one thing we can take away from the recent leaks about Assassin's Creed in 2018 is that there was that recent Walmart listing, and on that listing they showed Assassin's Creed in 2018 and a bunch of other games, but most notably they showed Rage 2, which was later confirmed and of course revealed by Bethesda. But yes, take this with a grain of salt. Let's talk about this leak. So yeah, this apparently is a look at part of the map, I guess. And it looks like we're going to be seeing a lot of sea battles in this map, but there is going to be a lot of elements with parkour, and there will be more customization as well. Now, the game will take place in Greece, apparently, in the Flavian Dynasty, during the Flavian Dynasty, excuse me, and this is different from the previous claims that were reported on in previous videos, but they say that there will be apparently 2 playable characters, but can only play 1 per playthrough. Characters have intersecting, but different stories, different forms of eagle vision, different skills, etc. That sounds like a lot of development work, so we'll see if that pans out to be true. I'd be blown away if that actually happened. Now, Naval has a massive return. They say that it's going to be Unity-style customization with massive improvements, return of social stealth, return of the Brotherhood system, return of renovation system. Crafting is massively upgraded in this brand new Assassin's Creed Odyssey game. Again, it's going to be apparently called Assassin's Creed Odyssey, which sounds really cool to me. That actually sounds like a really cool Assassin's Creed game, even if it doesn't turn out to be Odyssey. Hey, I would love to see an Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Now, they say this is one of my favorite bits, is you can fight mythical beasts and legendary ship battles. So it sounds like there's going to be boss battles on the sea. We will get the return of smoke bombs. That's one thing Assassin's Creed has a habit of doing, is pulling away some things and bringing it back later on, so things don't feel too repetitious. Then there will be the return of the weapon wheel. And we will be seeing a mix between parkour and Origins-style tombs. And yes, the release date is set for fall 2018. No more details about the exact release date, but that's a lot sooner than a lot of us were expecting, because we were told by Ubisoft that they did not plan to make Assassin's Creed a, annual franchise. But perhaps this could be acting like what they did with Uncharted, and I believe it was called Uncharted Lost Legacy, with the fact that that ended up being kind of like a $40 game. It was an expansion, in a way. So they say this maps involve Achaia, Macedonia, Epirus, Thrace, the Aegean, and Ionian Sea. I'm probably mispronouncing a lot of these. I'm probably butchering the name, so sorry about that. And then they mention Asia, so this could be the introduction, an insight into what they could do with Assassin's Creed Dynasty, which of course that's the rumored Assassin's Creed China game that could be coming up here in the next 2 or 3 years. And then sounds like we might even be headed to World War II based on the recent comic book series that was announced, which is in World War II. You can find that video on the channel, by the way, if you're curious about that one. Now, the article goes on to say, much like how Unity had districts split in 3 sections, each Roman state is divided into several regions. Target system works similarly to Ghost Recon Wildlands, meaning not all targets need to be taken out before taking out the main bad guy. Only 3 of the 6 states need to be liberated. The characters will often have different targets except the state leader, which are major points of intersection. This also sounds a lot like what they did with Mafia 3, trying to get the big boss out in the open, but you only have to meet certain requirements. It sounds like you don't have to meet every single one of them. Now, they say this about Naval Warfare, that Naval Warfare has a huge amount of customization. All upgrades to your ship are done in-game only, but more cosmetics are available, including flags, sails, paint, crew customization. Now, that sounds interesting. Emblem customization and shanties. Some options, such as crew outfits, emblems, flags, sails, and shanties will be available in the store. This almost sounds like perhaps what they would do with Skull and Bones, which was, of course, another Ubisoft title. So maybe, I don't know what will happen with that game, but sounds pretty in-depth for the ship stuff, for sure. Now, it says this, on top of this, a fleet system will be implemented, where the player can give commands to AI ships that can be ordered to sail with you. Some missions and optional battles will be fleet-based, rather than single ship-on-ship, and you have the option to upgrade your fleet ships, for resources and money as well. So they're really extending the Brotherhood out into the Naval Warfare and to the sea. So that is pretty cool. And I know a lot of you that are huge fans of Assassin's Creed Black Flag would really enjoy that part a lot. Now, they say this, on top of emblem customization, the player can choose from some color palettes for the robes and change torso, arms, boots, and belts. These changes are merely cosmetic, so it sounds like also with your cosmetic changes that you can actually commit to, it's not going to be like an RPG where they all have stats and stuff. So that's definitely something to remember, because Assassin's Creed Origins is all about statistics and all that good stuff. Assassin's Creed Origins was more of an RPG than ever before in the Assassin's Creed franchise. Now, they say this, players can blend with crowds, individuals, mounts, static objects. Most of these have special animations like you might have seen in Discovery Tour. Some civilian boats can also be blended in with. A disguise system is also present, similar to Unity. Now, a lot of you guys didn't like the disguise system in Unity. Do you want that to return in Assassin's Creed Odyssey? Let me know in the comments. Now, apparently players can also recruit crewmates, buy other factions, or recruit Brotherhood members. Most Brotherhood members will appear on your ship or in your hideout. Some members are recruited through special missions, while most are random encounters while liberating regions and states. Once regions have been liberated, some shops can be renovated and landmarks purchased. That's very cool. So you go around and actually purchase landmarks. That reminds me a lot of some of the original Assassin's Creed from years ago. Now, they say this will obviously generate income, which is useful as upgrades become more expensive for your fleet, Brotherhood, and crew. Crafting returns to upgrade health, physical strength, stealth, damage from range and melee, ammo quantities, and weapons. All upgrades take materials and some money. Weapons can be upgraded at any time by a blacksmith and can be brought up in rarity, along with having different elemental stats tacked on, including sleep, bleed, health drain, poison, flames, frost, and shock. Now, that's where a lot of the RPG stuff will come in. That sounds pretty cool. Now, bombs can be constructed again as well, allowing for creation of distraction bombs, stun bombs, and lethal bombs. Most consumables can be crafted as well, including throwing knives, berserk darts, sleep darts, and arrows. So you can see that there's a pretty in-depth crafting system as well. Honestly, I usually focus on the weapon system, upgrading my weapons and finding new weapons. That's what I'm usually addicted to, and also actually getting new outfits. Let me know what you actually enjoy the most about RPGs and open world games. What is your thing that you enjoy doing the most? Now, they said this to allow quick changes in tactics, weapon wheels return. Replayable missions are coming back as an option to reset locations. As a result, New Game Plus is not returning, especially since players cannot carry over anything between characters. That's different. So, in a way, it sounds like if you want to replay the game, the way to do it is just experience it from a new player's perspective. That's where I think the replayability will come in. You know, they did try 2 playable characters with Assassin's Creed Syndicate, and it was something I actually really enjoyed. You were kind of, though, forced to play with one character over the other, dependent on the mission, so I could see that could get on the nerves of some players, especially if they really take one character over another. So I could see that potentially being a problem if this does pan out to be true. Now, what about modern day? Will that be returning in Assassin's Creed? So they did say this. Modern day gameplay does exist, but it isn't too much more than what Origins offered. So it's not going to be, you know, overwhelming on the player. It's not going to be too daunting compared to what we already have. You know, I really do prefer staying in what they offer already in the history of the game and not pulling you too much out of it. Although, I will say, with Assassin's Creed 2, I think they did modern day very well. I really enjoyed it every single time I was pulled out of the Animus. I was like, oh, what's going on? What is the next big plot tease, the big plot point? What are we building up to? So that's the bit I really enjoyed, and I kind of do miss how they kind of build up the story in that way. I feel like that would be neat to see return a bit more. But guys, there it is, the recent leaks and happenings around Assassin's Creed Odyssey, which is rumored again to be coming out in fall 2018. Of course, this would most likely land on PS4, Xbox One, and PC. Let me know what you would like to see next for Assassin's Creed. Of course, I do think personally we will be getting an Assassin's Creed set in Asia, and if this game does have the Asian continent on it, or in it, excuse me, then I think there's a good indication that that's where we would be headed after this game. And then it could be possible we would be headed to World War II, simply because of the new comic book series coming out in August, which is official. They're doing like a whole limited comic book series, like a mini series dedicated to an assassin in World War II, which is freaking awesome. But guys, thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned here to Open World Games for more open world gaming goodness, and of course, Assassin's Creed. Thanks guys, as always, for the support, and yeah, look forward to more live streams on Facebook.com/openworldgames. I do them daily, 4 hours a day about, so can't wait to get into those again with you guys. See you guys later, and soon apparently in Greece.